This video is gonna be about Saturn retrograde. So I got this in my chart, so I can speak on this personally. You know what I'm saying? Which I like to do with anything, pretty much coming from a personal standpoint, having some type of experience with it. You know what I'm saying? To make the picture more vivid. But getting into Saturn retrograde, so dealing with this in the natal chart, people with Saturn in the natal chart, Saturn retrograde in the natal chart. This is the Saturn is the planet of restriction. So things about restriction, self, needing to finish things. That's one thing. That could be an issue with not being able to finish things. Um, you could have like authoritative parents, like that's like me. My dad was authoritative. Saturn represents elders, government, you know what I'm saying? And just like restriction, like serious. It brings a sense of seriousness, you know what I'm saying, about yourself. So it's going, you know what I'm saying, inward. So instead of letting it flow freely, it's a lot of contemplation on, you know, is it good enough? Are you good enough? Things like that, your status. So dealing with that, like I said, and that plays out in the chart by, you could have like an authoritative parent, like I said, like my dad, for instance, and how it'll play out is they will have like Capricorn characteristics, you know what I'm saying? Because my dad, he was in, he was in the service, you know what I'm saying? So things like that, dealing with elders, um, so so the fact that these people with these Capricorn traits are around you, you know what I'm saying, your upbringing, this is how this channels into um your upbringing and you know what I'm saying, the types of things that you're familiar with. You're familiar with this energy because how your dad or whoever you used to be around, being around a certain environment has that energy of Saturn, you know what I'm saying? Or Capricorn. So, these people can have a seriousness to them about themselves, Um and like me, I had to like somebody could be having to deal with, like I said, elders. Like I had to take care of my grandmother when I was like graduating from school, like in my senior year, I was taking care of my grandmother. You know what I'm saying, in my younger years. Um, so it was like a restriction there. It was like I pretty much couldn't do anything for myself, because I was pretty much restricted to take care of her and my grandfather. So, that was a burden on me. Like, throughout all my brothers, I was the one making the errands, running the errands, to pay the bills and things like that. Um, Taking them to hospital visits, a lot of things like that. So I'm young, so it was just a restriction, and it even got to a point to where I was like, I really can't flourish the way I really want to. And I had to have a talk with her. And that's what blows my mind when you could look at this research and just see it, like how it plays out. But I ended up talking to her because I was like, I can't even do anything. Anytime I try to do something, it falls in line with, something you got scheduled or so I'm like, I really can't. And I got me a family, I got a daughter now. So it's like, I have to start branching out. So it was putting restrictions on me. So that can be another way to where it can slow you down to have that self-worth or be able to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because um, you have other people restricting you. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time once you get out of that restriction and get out of that mindset, that energy of restriction and feeling you're not good enough and actually finishing things, staying grounded. Like, so that's what this is about. It could even be tough with love because it makes people hard to show love or hard to express themselves. So, if you intimate with somebody, they're gonna want you to express yourself. So you guys can elaborate on things to take things to another level. But if you're holding back, it don't matter what relationship you in. You know what I'm saying? Holding back is something that's gonna cause some strain in the relationship because you guys don't know where you're standing. You know, it's no different from somebody outside on the street in your relationship that's going on with this person because you pretty much know about the same thing with each other. And that's absolutely nothing. So Saturn dealing with restriction, that's one thing had to deal with just being expressive, put myself out there, um, things like that, but it makes me serious, about things, that I put my time into, you know. Um, so yeah, fear could be a big thing, just how you're being seen. Like that's something that's, not feeling good enough. That's something that the Saturn can constantly, put you in situations to where you're not feeling as good because of authority figures and things like that. So I got Saturn, you know what I'm saying? I got it in my first house. So, you know what I'm saying? I the people that I deal with, like dealing with elder, you know what I'm saying? It's it's the opposite of my seventh house. So um I just see how it plays out to even the people that I'm working with and dealing with, you know what I'm saying? They have like the Capricorn type qualities. But yeah, so Saturn retrograde in the natal chart. Um, Leave some comments or whatnot. If you got experiences with the Saturn in retrograde, you know, drop some comments. I'm out.